Welcome to the Manifesting Millions podcast. I am your host, Rashida McFerrin, and today we getting real in this thing like we always do. We are going to be talking about how to bury your haters with success in 7 days or less. As usual, we're going to give you 3 quick tips, but you know what I want you to do first, right? I want you to head over to Rashida.ai and download your Manifesting Millions guide so you can get started on your journey to becoming a millionaire, and then come back over here, holler at your girl again, and then we're gonna get it popping. We're gonna talk about the stuff that nobody wants to talk about when you're climbing the ladder of success, in whether you're in your career or your business. I've just come to a place in my journey of understanding me as a Black woman in America that sometimes we can be our who we have around us can be our biggest downfall. And then the other part of that is, and it's not like you don't vet your circle out properly. Sometimes people get access to you because they're family or because they're old friends or things like that. What I am still learning at the young age of 44, is that even with people having access to you because those connections are built in, you still have to learn how to monitor closely those connections and who you give access to you, because not everyone deserves access to you. As an entrepreneur in this game, you are going to find really quickly, you're going to find out really quickly that it is a dog eat dog world out here. And don't get it twisted. I am one of the most competitive people I know, and then I stack my circle with people who are very similar to me with subtle differences, if that makes sense, because that is what makes us uniquely different from one another. And that's what makes us authentic. And we're able to vibe off one another and be able to be strong in areas where other people are weak in. What people will do, whether they're older, they're your age, they're younger, they will try to figure out how to use you for their benefit and their advantage without probably ever trying to pay you a dime. In this day and age, people will copy your content. They will copy your ideas. They will take your life story and steal that too and make it their own and try to lie and say that that's their lived experience and get on social media and act like that's their story. And I'm like, yo, these people not just out here stealing hooks. Y'all try to steal identities with life stories. Yo, it is so real out here in these streets. The funny part about it is that even before we got into this internet movement, like, I was already so guarded with my private space, and I will continue to do so because that is just a part of who I am. In reference to quote unquote family, always been to the point that I am very particular, even with my family, on who I deal with. If you bring mess into my life, then you will be nicely escorted out. If you are trying to use me to get your next leg up in life to make money off of what I'm doing without paying me, you will be escorted to the door. If you are trying to nickel and dime me for services that I offer as business, meaning that is how I make my money, again, you will be escorted to the goddamn door, period. Being in the financial game for 18 years, almost 19 in April, what I will not do is compromise myself and my worth and what I charge for the services that I offer, knowing how much I make institutions, knowing how much I make companies. So what you will not do is try to play me. Like, yeah. And it be the people that you don't expect it to come from that be the ones trying to do you in. I had a situation that happened with me that I literally took for granted the fact of who I put stock in regards to a person that I used to consider a mentor tried to straight up play me. I don't even know how else to say it. There is no other way to explain that other than the fact that they literally tried to use me, talk down on my business, trying to minimize my business, and then wanted to use my services, but then didn't want to use my services, wanted me to work for them. But then once I sent contracts out and the fee associated with the services that come with doing the type of business I don't think that's appropriate, or I don't know if I can afford that. Number one, I work with people who make money, period. Number two, you're not going to come to me and act like you're something that you're not. Meaning, don't come to me acting like you're a 7, 8 figure earner and then expect my services to be cheap. And you trying to nickel and dime and play me, knowing that if you go out to the marketplace and get this service done, it's anywhere from $40,000 to $50,000. And then you're all of a sudden surprised when there's a 5 figure fee attached to the services that you're asking me to do. I don't know what it is that you think I do for a living. I run my business as professionally as I possibly can. I do so with ethics. I do so with morals. I do so with values. When someone approaches you about your services and projects themselves to be one way, and then you get into the details of it, and you're asking just basic pre-qualifying questions, and now they're backpedaling, those people are not your people. Let me be very clear. The reason I price my services the way that I do, it's to pull in a specific type of client who is willing to pay for the services that I offer. And be it whether it's in real estate, be it whether it's in financial consulting and advisory, be it whether it's you taking one of my online courses, or you're just using me for advisory services based on you trying to figure out how to navigate a financial situation that you don't quite understand. Costs money to work with me, period. That's what being in business is for. And so when you get these people who are coming into your world that are trying to basically run game on you, like, bro, what you have to do is shut it down, and you have to shut it down quickly. And then you have to make decisions and choices coming from a place of you choose not to engage with that type of person and or individual going forward. I don't care whether they're family, friends, colleagues. It doesn't matter. If someone is trying to run game on you in regards to getting what they want, meaning they're trying to manipulate you, that is not the type of person that you want to do business with, because your intentions from the beginning are ill. And one thing I have really prided myself on in my life, and this is since I was a little girl, I believe in having solid morals and values. We had core values when we were in the Air Force: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. And I have lived by those core values since I was in the Air Force. I've always believed, number one, in karma, and number two, that golden rule of what you learn in the second or third grade: do unto others as you have them do unto you. I believe that that's a valuable universal law. So when people are trying to put you in a position that plays you in regards to your professional services, your business, your reputation, please know and have enough gusto to stand up for yourself, to say no, to walk away, and you do that shit with a smile. Real talk, what you will not do is play me when it comes to business. Like, I am known to be ruthless in business for a reason, period. I am known to operate in the top 90 percentile of the job that I do for a reason. This ain't just for shits and giggles. Like, I do this shit in my sleep. With that being said, here are 3 quick tips you can use to bury your haters and be successful in 7 days. Number one, let's level up your mindset. You want to start by focusing on the fact that you're a winner for a reason. Number two, you have confidence in yourself and your ability to create cash flow and income. So when I have people coming into my cohort, and I've repeated this on a number of occasions, when you're learning to invest in crypto or whatever asset that you ultimately learn to invest in, I'm teaching you how to make money for life. This ain't something that was put into a microwave and popped out in 30 seconds. This is tried, true experience from the last 8 of my life. So what you pay for is access to my expertise. Because again, I know what I'm doing in these streets. When I trade currency, when I trade Forex, when I trade the ETF, level up your mindset in knowing that even when somebody tries to do like an okie doke on you, you still that girl. You still that financial baddie in these streets because you know who you are. Don't let one experience come up and pull the rug from under you and knock you off your game. And now you're not focused and you can't produce actionable results because you didn't see it coming. We're going to keep our mindset focused on what? PMA, positive mental attitudes. We're going to level up our mindset. Number 2, so if you had a deal that fell through, that didn't go through, you got to go replace the deal because you got to replace the income that you were counting in regards to that deal. So you have to take massive action. What massive action are you going to take to replace that deal, to replace the inflow? The key is here is to get started and start taking action regardless of whether or not it's perfect. Nothing in this life is going to be handed to you in a box with a bow, tied up perfectly, and presented to you on display. And that's my fancy way of saying nothing in life is perfect. Hello. And so number 3, what are we going to do when we have big and small wins? We're going to celebrate our own success. And so what does that look like now? Now celebrating your own success looks like doing a post on social media feeds, letting people know that you've accomplished this and that and things like that. Like, it's almost like you have to be your own PR firm. Ain't no almost. It is, you literally have to be your own PR firm. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. You have to be your biggest supporter because at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna hype you up the way you gonna hype you up, right? And so you want to let these haters know in the streets that, you know what, despite what you did and how that impacted myself and my business, I'm still gonna be out here winning. I'm still going to be out here conquering. I'm still going to be out here doing life and doing me and making sure that I grow and glow up in a way that you ain't never seen before. That's just going to make you hate that much more, right? Period. Like, at the end of the day, people are going to be jealous of you if you're successful. It's just a part of the journey. It's unfortunate that it's a part of the journey, but that should not stop you from putting in the work that you need in order to get actionable results to manifest the life that you want to live. And I'm gonna be real. This is funny. So I've been hearing a lot of talk around astrology, talking about the South Node being in Virgo and the North Node being in Pisces. And for me, that's an actual switch of my nodes in my birth chart. And being a Virgo, I've talked about this previously before, that is one of the things that comes out in reference to being a Virgo is that we're serious perfectionists. And one of the things that I've been noticing over this last year and a half as I've been on this entrepreneurial journey is that, you got to drop that perfection shit at the door, right? You got to check that shit at the door because you ain't gonna get nothing done if you trying to always produce something perfect to an audience or to people you talk to, your colleagues or your friends. You're not going to get anything accomplished like that. And for the first year of my business, that's what I was doing. Like, I was literally working on my course for almost 9 to 10 months. Then I joined a mastermind. My course was already done. And I got into that mastermind. And then the way she had her mastermind structured, I was like, the way she's done her course, I would have to go back and redo everything. And so what did I choose in that moment? This is September 2023. So what did I choose? I chose not to restructure it, and I chose not to follow her advice, even though I had paid the lady for it. And then what happened over the course of the next year in 2024? My course, bless its original heart, in version 1 or version 2, I think we're on now version 3, it just was not functioning properly. It wasn't functioning. It wasn't selling. It wasn't doing what it needed to do in order to make the connection, in order for my business to grow the way it needed to grow. And so what happened as the year progressed, my vendors who I had been so heavily dependent on over the past year has started to mess up and drop off. And I ended up having to let go of a few of my vendors. I ended up having to move course platforms. And I don't know what the deal is with Mighty Networks, but I gave them so many chances on so many tries, and they are just like not it for me. It may work for other people, but Mighty Networks was a terrible place to host my course. It really was. It is not worth the money that you pay for it, and then it's almost like they lock you into stuff that you can't really edit or change or things. It's too much. You give them too much control of your business. And in my business, I need to have the ability to go in and edit, change, maneuver things around when it comes to my financials. Like I remember, I think I added a Stripe account to the original account and I couldn't go in and edit and change the Stripe account. I had to go through like all these protocols in order to get my financial information updated. I was like, you know what? You're not worth $130 and I've been paying for you for a year and I feel like I've paid you at least $1,500 and you're not worth it. And so I canceled them mid-year. Terrible time to cancel your course platform because now that means what? You have to double back and find a new course platform. And so it took me a good 2 or 3 months to find the course platform that I was looking for. And in December of last year, I literally had to redo my whole course. So Rashida AI literally had to reproduce the Manifesting Millions Academy in like a 30-day time frame. And it produced a product that I am really proud of now. I stand behind 1,000% times infinity. And the irony of that is that it took me almost a whole year and a half to do something that I had paid a professional to tell me to do up front. And so my whole concept of this perfectionist attitude has been pretty much thrown out the window at this point because being a perfectionist ain't gonna make you no money. Okay. Will it serve you in certain places? Absolutely, it will. Quality, attention to detail. But if it's getting in your way and causing you to procrastinate and delay and not make money, then you need to throw it out the door, period. So, in reference to being actionable, making it work in the market, you got to figure out what your product market fit is. And so that is pretty much it. Today's Rich Auntie Life series, how to bury your haters with success in 7 days or less. As always, again, head over to Rashida.ai, grab your freebie to get you started on your Manifesting Millions journey. And then all our product offerings are on my website as well, and they'll be linked below in the show notes. Come join our newsletter and come over, check out our offerings, join a crypto investment course if you're trying to figure out how to invest in markets. And that is all for today's episode. As always, leave a 5-star review and or share this episode with someone that you know if you think it helped you in any way. And as always, I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.